Time now for Back to the Basics in Healthcare with Balanced Life Chiropractic. I have Dr. Harley joining me. Dr. Harley, how are you?
Hey, John, I am doing great. I'm loving this cooler weather. I hope everyone else is.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like you never know. One day it's cool, next day it's hot, but we're getting to more days that are cool. And I noticed some leaves that started changing already. And I know that they all haven't started doing that, but I saw some that started doing that. I'm always excited for fall.
Yeah, fall is always great. But as we get to cooler weather, I'm not ready for cold yet or the dreaded S stuff.
No.
But the cooler weather is kind of nice. But in the morning, we're freezing. Afternoon, we're hot. It's been really smoky. We've had some full moons. I've been noticing some kind of really bizarre like flare-ups lately with a lot of patients. So I just wanted to kind of talk about it today. That way, anyone that's listening, if they're like, well, I've been feeling really weird or something's been going on, it's not just you.
So the full moon does something too?
Do you not have kids?
Oh, yeah. They're grown and gone, though.
That's fair. All the teachers are always like, there's just supposed to be something going on this week. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's a full moon because the kids are a little crazy.
It's that werewolf syndrome.
Yeah, something like that. Then we also had a week where it was like smoky with the full moon. But then, of course, this weekend was really smoky. And, of course, weather is cooler. And it's always getting into fall. We started to see flare-ups in, allergies, sinus type stuff, headaches. Cold and flu is always common. But also just kind of just general body reactivity, too, like, increase in aches and pains and arthritis. Stuff like that. So that's one thing to be aware of. If you notice like your health is kind of starting to go down a little bit, just, be cognizant of knowing, okay, weather's changing. There's been some other stuff. So it's not just me. I haven't been doing necessarily anything specifically that's causing it.
And all of that stuff is kind of like out of our control. Because if I come to a chiropractor, that's still not going to change the weather. It's not going to change the smoke. But what it will do.
I can't change the weather? I would.
But what you can do is if you have your body kind of finely tuned, so when it's being impacted by those things, the impact is a little better, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Chiropractic can help with changing of the seasons, changing of the weather, make sure that your body's not reacting so much to it, or if it has thrown you into a very symptomatic time of year, now is the time to get in and get tuned up. That way, as we get into colder and colder weather, your body's able to handle it easier.
I used to work with a guy that he could always tell it was going to rain because of his knee. What is that? And it was like, oh, it's going to rain. I'm like, what do you mean it's going to rain? I can tell it's in my knee. I'm like, what? You have a weather knee?
Barometric pressure changes. It changes the pressure in your joints. So it makes sense of someone that has arthritis or a lot of scar tissue or had some damage done to whatever joint that pressure change is enough to cause that joint to be irritated.
Well, his weather knee was pretty accurate. So there's something to that. So if somebody listening, whether they have a weather knee or not, if they would like to maybe get their body more in tune, so get everything kind of talking to each other, that certainly helps. If they would like to do that, how do they get a hold of you? What is the process like to get started?
Yeah, so don't worry, we're not going to get rid of your weather knee. If you're worried like, I need that, it helps me. No, we're not doing that. Granted, it might help it not hurt so much.
Yeah.
You'll still probably notice the changes, but it all starts with a conversation. You'll give us a call at 605-215-1785 or shoot us a message on our Facebook page so we can get you scheduled. And then we go through a pretty thorough health consultation. We do some assessments. We take some x-rays if deemed necessary. We kind of do more of a thorough health history to figure out what's going on with you and how we're best going to be able to help. We want to make sure that we've got all the T's crossed, I's dotted, and make sure that you understand what's going on and how chiropractic can help.
Very, very nice. And if you would like to reach out again, what's that phone number?
605-215-1785.
Very cool. You can also find them online. Their website is BalancedLifeSD.com.